Hey guys, Ryan here, and so I'm going to be bringing you a double feature on a tank I do not believe I've ever shown on the channel before. That's going to be the Tier 7 French Premium Light Tank, the Pocket Rocket Mean Machine itself, the AMX 1357. Little tank with basically a machine gun put on top of it with a like 1 second interclip reload or something per shell, like 8 shells per magazine. It's pretty hilarious, although I'm not going to say it's good. And the reason I'm going to say that is that this tank, the gun's fun, obviously lacks penetration, but it's a light tank, has to be expected. It's a light tank that's very sluggish, and I understand that's probably kind of the balancing factor for, and that's not the most maneuverable light tank, but it is quite painful when you're having to fight against other light tanks, or if you're trying to circle someone. So, this game in between the Felix and Finlay, we are on Prokhorovka, so it's a nice light tank map, and it's a tier 8 game. I'm going to play a bit more careful to begin with, stay on my side of the map because I don't want to get into it with these enemy lights. One of the enemy lights pushes all the way over and gets caught out, and I do pick up the kill on him. I just fire a couple shots at the bat chat and I go for a reload. Now the alpha damage on this tank is about 90 per shell, I believe. If not a bit less. They do have 2 artillery as well, which they need to be wary of. And you see, I'm hesitant to push up to the ridge because I'm already getting spotted by the enemy light tank and getting hit by any people camping at the back. Now the Batchat makes a mistake here, crashes into the map border, and that basically seals his fate. And the enemy, I can't pin his turret unless I can hit the side of it. But I'm just going to go for a reload and start moving because I get spotted. And you see that it's a good thing I started moving instead of waiting for the ML, because 2 shells just came whizzing past my fucking head right there. Stay in the move again because 2 artillery, you never want to stay still after you've been spotted. Especially since that they might even try to blind shot you. So even if you go unspotted, stay in the move for a few seconds. I'm going to quick look at the field, and I'm going to try and move from bus to bus to get closer, but what's going to happen, unfortunately for me, is I'm going to get spotted. And again, you're going to see, after I get spotted, I start moving. And thankfully I don't get hit, but that's the thing about this light tank. When I get spotted, I don't feel safe, because with it being so sluggish, I feel like I'm at risk of getting hit quite easily, compared to other light tanks. So I'm back at the bus, again, MELs hold down. I do see the enemy arty though. And just look at that interclip reload. Now you're going to see the controller, again, I say it every video, it sounds like the controller just fucking throwing my aim off to the left every so often. Anyone watching this, you guys don't understand how excited I am to get a new controller and see what this game feels like. Because I've been playing with this shit controller for months, so it'll be like a brand new game once I've got a like working controller. Get 1 hit, fire the blind shot. Try to get the spot on him again. I do have premium loaded now because there are tier 8 heavies out in the field. And speaking of the controller is particularly bothersome with a tank like this because of the interclip reload. With the longer reload, you have the time to readjust your aim as need be every time the gun moves to left or right, but with this thing's interclip reload, you don't quite have the time to readjust. I make a mistake here. I thought I'd be low enough to get out of the line of sight of the Indian Panzer, but I'm actually not. So I'm just going to fire at him, and I'm going to keep moving backwards and forwards and hope he don't hit me. I'm just going to hope that the teammates can deal with him. I was going to go for a reload, but I know there's a Swedish tank over here, so I'm just going to try and put my last 2 shots in the head. Again, just trying to move backwards and forwards, just in case the Indian Panzer comes for me. The team demands to get rid of him though. And now I want to try and get rid of the Swedish medium. And just look at the interclip. As much as this tank is sluggish and the alpha damage sucks, it is quite fun when you just fully unload on someone. And that's why you see in this game, I was waiting for the enemy light tanks. This is a nice ambush tank. If you can sneak up on someone, like a heavy tank, wait till he fires, run right up behind him and just burst him. It is quite satisfying. And that's the reason I bought this. It came to me on offer, like 50% off or something, and I thought, and loads of people have this thing, they all recommend it because it's like hilarious, so I thought, now that it's 50% off, I'll buy myself one, and see what's like. As I said, I don't think it's a particularly good vehicle, it's just a fun one, and that's what you need sometimes. It's nice just to have a tank you can just have fun in. Like KV2, really. I'm going to keep the premium loaded because there's a 416 and 2 tier 8 heavies over there, the Carnarvon and a King Tiger. So the Carnarvon's aiming over here and did just fire. I'm going to drive out, the King Tiger was aiming at me then. And there's going to be an interesting thing here. I think the Carnarvon is AFK. And you're going to see what I mean when I get into this bush and I'm looking at him. What's the Carnarvon's gun? There's a KV4 right in front of that Carnarvon. And his gun's just looking over kind of my direction, just not moving. So I think the Carnarvon driver may have just given up. So I now have an almost full magazine. The Tiger's a one shot, so once I get rid of him, I know I have hit points, so I don't mind if the 416 shoots me. I'm going to trade hit points. If he wants to shoot me, I'm fine with that, because I'm just going to go straight through him. I do bounce 2 shells, one up his lower plate, one up the upper. Just empty clip at him. Now, issue here, because I forgot I had premium loaded when I first loaded it, I now have to load the standard round because I don't have enough for a full magazine of premium. And it's a T32 on the enemy team. So as well as only having standard rounds, you're going to see me do something quite stupid and make a pretty hefty mistake on my part. For me being greedy. The T-32 is in a really fucking awkward position. He's right next to the map border, which is going to stop me getting round him properly. And even if I could get round him, you got to remember that this thing is very sluggish for a light tank. And also, French autoloaders, for the most part, including the lights, tend to not have much gun depression or gun elevation. And as well being close to the map border, this is really uneven ground around here. And you're gonna see in a moment what. Go around, bounce up his engine deck, couple shots in. I don't have much place to maneuver, so I can't really dodge him. I get round, I can't aim down at his lower plate. See, I'm trying to get the gun depression, I can't. I do die because of it. So me trying to push a T-32 in that position there was not really that ideal. I've left this last bit of the video in because I want to see that even for everyone else, that's just a really awkward position for a T-32 to be in. And as well as me not being able to aim down into his lower plate, again, I had standard rounds, I didn't have any premium left. You will see a lot of people playing this tank going full APCR, but I've said before, there is not a single tank in the game that I have ever played that I will run full gold ammunition on. I just refuse to do it. Even though this tank would probably be a lot better with it. And the KV4 picks up the T-32. And we actually got the cap at the same time. You're going to see this game as well, that this game was worth a lot of base XP, like more than I was expecting, considering it was only tier 8, there weren't even any tier 9s to deal with. 61,000 credits profit, 2,256 damage, 2,300 assistance for 4,500 combined, 6 kills for the Top Gun, ace tanker. And it was quite a big ace tanker, because I think my base XP was over 2,100. Yeah, 2,134. Felix came second in his Banshee, got 1,200 damage and I think a lot of assistance. And now we move on to the next game. This is the very next game after the previous one. And I also want to add that if you saw last game, the highest damage on our team was 2,800. The enemy had 2 tanks do over 3,000 and they lost, so I feel kind of bad for them. But the Carnarvon did just give up on their team as well, so it didn't help. So you're going to see what happened when top tier. As I said, this is the very next game, so I'm still in the same platoon. And I'm going to run to the center of the map, which is usually where I go to on this map in most types of vehicles, and see what spotting I can do. They also have 2 artillery got to watch out for. And in light tanks, I actually like to try and spot them from this spawn. heading over to the hill on the 1-2 line. Because you all know there's a little hill right at the back of 1-2 line where a lot of people like to sit and snipe down the 1-2 line. If I'm in a light tank and I'm top tier, I like to try and get to a position where I can spot them. So you're going to see him taking a wide route, and I'm going to get into a bush looking over there. Spotted one guy. Spotted the second one. And that's what you can get away with when you're in a top tier light tank on this map. Now the artillery on my team is going to be on ball here. As you see, the Lorraine just ends the poor little M4. But I'm not going to complain, because at least for once I'm actually getting the assistance for it. You see me give him a great shot, and you can tell by how shit I was at doing it that I don't really do that too often. French TD's going over to the hill. I'm going to move to the next bush. And something important that's nice to know is that if you know different vehicles' view range, that can help a lot. Because what's going to happen is I spot an SU-85. That's a Russian TD who has horrible view range, so I know that I can shoot at him and I won't get spotted. Because obviously you saw I didn't back up behind the bush, so because I stood in the bush, if that was like a light tank I was shooting at... yeah, if that was a light tank I was shooting at, he probably would have spotted me when I shot at him. But again, just using knowledge of the game, knowing the view range of vehicles. General rule of thumb is, most TDs have bad view range. There are some exceptions, especially German ones. Russian vehicles tend to have bad view range, especially the heavies. And Russian TDs, overall, just have horrible fucking view range. Come back, they made a push through the town. The SU-101 is actually pretty well armoured TD against a light tank. IS-2M is fairly well armoured. There's a hill over there getting in my way, but I do have the back and side of his turret to aim at. And yeah, so most of the game just sat in the bush. Now the enemy light tank's been spotted. That's good for me to know because as my opposite number, it's just good to know where he is, and he's not a threat to me at the moment. Actually, I had a shot there at the TD, but I didn't take it because he was looking at me frontally. Got the side of an IS to shoot at now. I actually managed to pen the front of an IS-2M turret with standard rounds, which is pretty impressive. So I back up behind the bush. And then I'm actually going to go for a premium reload to deal with the heavy tanks. And I want you to remember that artillery at the start of the game, who had an excellent shot, got me a decent bit of assistance, and I gave a great shot to him. So look at the map, see where artillery's at. Even though it's the American artillery, not the one that like got the kill, which was the French one, because the artillery was looking where I was spotting earlier, and they helped me, I've decided that I'm going to help them. You know, mutual relationship, team game. I've decided I'm not going to let our artillery die, and I'm racing in to go help them. Normally I wouldn't do this, mostly because usually artillery isn't as important to winning the game, so I wouldn't risk my own health to do so, but in this case I thought, you know what, they helped me, I'll help them. There's a Jagdpanzer and the enemy light tank left. And the issue for the enemy team this game was, the town just kind of isn't that important. If you go there you tend to get stuck, and even if you don't, once you get to the other side, if the enemy team have the hill, the center of the map, they could shoot at you. And their light tank didn't pressure us at all. He went down, evidently, because I didn't see him. So we had no pressure on the other side of the map, or in the middle of the map. Which just meant we could run across. I was spotting their team going to the TD hill, and there's just not much they could do. The rapid rate of fire coming in there just to finish off the LTG. Not good as game as the previous one, in both result and the fact that it's a tier 7 game, and that's going to be reflected in the result, and that the last game was an A, so it's only going to be a second class. But you know, it was a back-to-back game, and I did a bit more spotting in this one than damage, which is always nice when I manage to do that, because I'm not much of a spotter myself. Got a sniper medal, which is always nice in this thing, 130k profit, and just a pretty fun vehicle. So, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one.